easily can open up and let somebody close. No, I'm not one of those who is the center of attention. I'm not one of those. No. Some people might say I am afraid, but I just do things my own way. I don't know why, guess I don't like people pleasing. And sometimes they don't see what defines me, but I don't need them honestly, cause I got you. Everybody else.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to my Allotment Diaries part 1. So it has been noted over the last couple of years that a few of you have commented and said that aside from my kind of day in the lifestyle videos, that you'd like to see a completely separate vlog all about my allotment and what I'm doing down here. So I have seen the comments, I have listened, and we are on part 1 of my Allotment Diaries. I thought I would start this new series just as a little, I don't know, something a little bit different from the standard day in the life videos that I usually upload to YouTube. I hope that this is something that you enjoy. I'm trying to do a few things new with my content because I do a lot of day in the lifestyle videos, and I know that that is a favourite of mine to film and also seems to be a favourite of yours to watch, but I do want to kind of switch it up occasionally. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Because this is going to be the first episode of like an Allotment Diaries style series, I am going to take you way back to the basics. So I am going to be kind of showing you around my allotment, showing you everything that's here at the moment. We are kind of at the very start of the season. I say that, some people have been here a lot longer than me, but this is the start of it for me. So this is when I've just had time to come down and actually start the allotment. I'm going to take you around the whole allotment, show you what I've got in at the minute, show you what needs doing, and we're just going to do some work on the allotment today. So without further ado, I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so I have clipped on a microphone because I feel like it would be better than the other one that I had on. So I've had to take my jumper off because it is so hot today. I say so hot, it's warmer than it has been. This is what the allotment is looking like at the moment. So a lot of it is covered up still. I do plan on uncovering things as we tend to use them. So over the winter, what we do with this is we cover them over so that, and it basically just prevents weeds from growing. They still do tend to grow a little bit, but it kind of stunts their growth a bit, so it does help with that. But over here, we actually built this bed last year, so this wasn't here when we first got it, and we decided to just add the bed in just as another bed basically, and then add a bit of trellis on the end just to, if we wanted something that kind of grows upwards that needs tying down or whatever. So we're hoping to put this into use this year, as I don't think we used it last year. This one we have over the years used for broccoli and for cauliflowers, things like that, cabbages, just generally any sort of veg which needs covering over with a net. So we do have this kind of tunnel style thing, and we've got some net in the shed which we'll be putting over if we need to. Then in this one, this is our raspberry cage. So we did actually have a few raspberry canes in when we got the allotment. As you can see, this is way overgrown with weeds. I'm planning to weed that out today, and as you can see, they're all kind of dead at the moment, but hopefully they'll kind of grow back. But this cage again we built, I want to say either last year or the year before, but yeah, so this is our raspberry cage, and like I say, I'm going to be weeding that out today. This one last year we had Japanese onions in. I can't remember what's going in here right now, but I do have a plan which I'll show you in a minute. This one, I think we had some radishes, some leeks, we had a bit of everything in this one. And then in these two bottom ones we had potatoes last year. This one we've already started growing some onions. These are the winter style onions, so you put these in over the winter and then you can start harvesting them kind of in the spring / early summer. So this here was actually here when we first got the allotment. I kind of think that someone was in the process of building a polytunnel just before they left and just didn't get it finished, but we have kind of uncovered this last year and tried to plant some carrots and, oh, the lighting is awful. We tried to plant some carrots and parsnips in there, but they didn't work. We've tried carrots and parsnips for a couple of years now, and they've never worked. We seem to be getting something wrong, but we can't quite work it out. I'm thinking about maybe knocking this down this year and turning it into something else. I'm not sure. Then over here we just have a general pile of wood. This area here, when we first got the allotment, was full, like right up to the trees, with just general waste. Like it had children's toys in there. I think whoever owned the allotment before us just kind of emptied all of the rubbish onto the allotment and then left. But we've managed to get rid of all that thanks to a skip. But yeah, and then over here, this is our kind of like compost slash weed pile. So this is the stuff that we want to get rid of, like weeds and things, but we don't want to put in a compost so that they grow, because we just want generally rid of them, and they do kind of generally compost down. And then these are our actual compost bins, which we use for soil and things that don't have like seeds and stuff in that won't grow, and hopefully it might be usable soon, maybe. We've just added some leaves and stuff in, but and then in this one, so this one was actually weeded by my dad, I think, yesterday. Last year we had onions in this one. You'll notice a running theme, by the way. There is a lot of onions going in. We eat a lot of onions as a family. I do actually own this plot. Like, I pay the rent for it, but then my mum and dad come down and help me out with it because it is such a huge plot. I didn't realise how much work it would take. Next up is this one. We had pumpkins in this last year, which turned out really well, but we did have some lessons learned about that, which we'll be able to implement this year. I can't actually remember what was in here. I want to say leeks, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. But then we've got another 2 plots over here, which had, one of them definitely had sweet corn in, but I can't remember quite which one. And then in here we started growing red onions, and then we've got some more onion sets. Yes, more onions. And then in this middle one we had a bit of everything in last year. Over here we've got our rhubarb plant. Now this was in when we first got it, but we still use it. My nana eats a lot of rhubarb, so we keep this in here, and she can make rhubarb crumble or whatever she wants with it. And then we've got this area here as well, which again we had a bit of everything in last year. This is the greenhouse. Let me take you through the shed. This is what it looks like. We've got our wheelbarrow there, some seed trays, and then we've actually drawn out. So last time we were here, we drew out a plan. Well, actually this is last year's plan, then we've just kind of crossed out and put what we want in. So this is our plan for what we are growing this year, which is potatoes, onions, courgettes, squash, some turnips there, pumpkins again, raspberry cages in there. We want sweet corn, leeks, spring onions, garlic, peas, broccoli, and then in the greenhouse we're going to grow all sorts. But I am actually planning on planting some things today. We did last time come and kind of disinfect and clean out the greenhouse because we did get some kind of like bugs in, which were like eating the peppers. But this is what the greenhouse looks like at the moment. It is looking pretty empty, aside from this part here, which my dad actually came in yesterday and started planting. So he started some pumpkins there, some leeks, some pepper, and sweet corn in that one. I think this might also be sweet corn, I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, that's what he started planting yesterday. And then I'm gonna start some tomato plants and a chili plant as well today. And then I think I've got some weeding to do, which is no fun but needs doing. It's also worth mentioning that we've got these water buckets all over the allotment. Most of them are outside, but this one is inside, and drilled a hole in the wall so that we can actually drain some rainwater from the roof and utilize that for watering our plants. But in general, you can see there's one just outside there, and they're also scattered up the allotment so that we've got some rainwater there. Just makes it easier to water the plants nearby. Okay, so I'm in the greenhouse and I'm gonna start planting my seeds. So I've just got myself some little seed trays. Got one here with 4 slots and one here with 6, and I'm gonna start planting the chili and tomato seeds. So I picked these up from, I want to say B&M, maybe the Range. Was it one of those two? It doesn't have to be a garden centre that you get them from. I picked these up from, like I say, either B&M or the Range. When I did actually go to a garden centre to pick up some seeds, they really didn't have a very good selection. So yeah, I picked these up from B&M, and I did this last year as well, and they actually grew really well. So I've got those, and then I've also got just half a bag of compost here. This is just the all-purpose stuff. Again, you can buy this from like B&M, the Range, or just garden centres, wherever you want to get them from. All I'm going to do is plant them into these and then hope that they germinate.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today, and I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread.
So in case I haven't shown you before on my channel or you haven't seen it, this is the allotment month by month book, and now this has absolutely saved my life when it comes to knowing what to do in the allotment, especially as a beginner, because I've only had this allotment, well, we're going into our 3rd year now, which you would think that we're kind of more advanced. However, we're still learning stuff every day, but essentially this tells you what you need to be doing every month in your allotment, or what you can do. It also tells you different solutions to things, so what to sow in May, you've got your jobs for September, etc. It takes you through the whole year. And then it also has things in it about specific vegetables and what you might be wanting to grow. And so, for example, if you wanted to grow some turnips, it tells you when to sow them outdoors, and then when to harvest. It tells you all about kind of sowing and planting, harvesting. It tells you about what can happen to them, so what pests can sort of affect them and stuff like that. It does that for all kinds of different fruit and veg. It tells you all kinds of different common plant diseases and what they look like, what to look out for and things on your plants, just in case, you know, something's gone wrong with them, and that tells you how you can solve it or what to do. So this book, I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Again, common pests and parasites, just to keep an eye out so you know what you're looking for. I'll leave a link in the description for the book if you're interested, if you have even just a little home allotment, or if you have allotment. This is brilliant, this book. So as I said before, I'm going to be weeding this raspberry cage. It's really important to weeding all your plots, because although it is constant, let me tell you, it is constant that you need to weed, but you want to make sure that all of the sunlight and all of the water and everything that's going into the plants wants to be concentrated on the thing that you're actually trying to grow and not on the weeds. So unfortunately, if you don't weed, or you don't weed enough, then more than likely the thing you're trying to grow just either isn't going to grow, or it's not going to grow to its full potential. So yeah, we're going to tackle this. Although, let me just show you, although it looks like quite a lot, I feel like because they're quite big weeds, they might just be easy to just kind of pull out and be done with. So I'm hoping this won't take too long.
Be wrapped around your arms instead of being lonely. We could be gazing at the stars, but now it feels just like I wandered off into a room and closed the door behind me. I never gave the key to you, even though I wanted to. I should be trying something new, but now my body's aching. I'm tired of dwelling in the dark, it's just that my heart can't take it. I didn't know what it would cost me when I let you go. I feel alone, and I'm just singing, It should have been you. Another time, another place, I just know. It could have been you. What a crime and what a shame to let go. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. It should have been you. I could be driving to your place, but now the ground is shaking. Could be a phase, but it feels like it will never go away.
This is what the raspberry cage is looking like now. It's definitely a lot better. By no means perfect, but a lot better than it was doing. And then hopefully now the sunlight and water, etc., can start gravitating towards the raspberry plants rather than the weeds. Right, so now that raspberry cage is now all weeded and we've done some planting, I feel like this is a good place to stop for the first episode of the Allotment Diaries. I'm going to go home, have a shower because I am covered in mud and soil. But yeah, I'm going to go home, get myself sorted. I hope that you've enjoyed this vlog. If you want to see more of the allotment style videos, then I will definitely keep this and make this a series because I've really enjoyed filming it. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Go hit the subscribe button, leave a comment which includes this emoji to let me know that you got to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Baby, let me love you, let me love you, let me love you, let me love you.